I will call the Finance Committee meeting to order Wednesday, May 14th at approximately 8:44 p.m. We're doing pretty well. Okay, starting off with the receipt of reports, accounts paid report for the period ending March 31st, 2025. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll move for the acceptance of that report. Excuse me. All those in favor say aye.
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 Executive summary financial report for the period ending March 31st, 2025. Ms. Salerno, there you are. I appreciate all of your additional reports that you're sending. Very helpful. Any comments that you wish to make on those reports?
No, I try to put all the detail into our stories for each fund. So any questions you have should hopefully be answered. And I attached the new budget amendment report so that you're aware of any budget changes from the initial approved budget.
Yeah, your explanations have been very helpful in explaining the variances, but particularly at the early time in the year, so many of them seem to be timing differences. So it's hard to draw too many conclusions there. Anybody have any questions on that report? I'll move acceptance of that report. All those in favor say aye.
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 I'm going to skip C. I'll come back to it in just a minute. I'm going to give Mr. Lieberson, who said he might be here, a few minutes more. So I'm going to go to D, information technology, April 2025. Mike Rubin, any comments you wish to make on that report?
The only thing I'll add, Commissioner, is so we did have our trainers come on site for the new phone system, so we should be live in the next week to 2 weeks. We've submitted the porting requests from our current providers, and once those get approved, we'll be able to fully switch over. Should be a seamless switch over. Nothing so far would require anything on the public facing side of our phone system. So, but just a quick update.
Yeah, so I'll just mention you're noting the starts and the progress on the reports. That's been really helpful. I assume if at this point you had any concerns as far as the progress. I know some of them have been completed and others are in progress. Any concerns on where we stand today?
No direct concerns. We've made lots of changes over the last year or two. Asset management is probably the one that we're having the most delays with.
Right.
We've made a lot of progress with a lot of suites, with our permitting suite, financials, budgeting, but that's the one that's causing the most delays right now.
Okay. I'm most concerned with the budgeting one as we start approaching the busy season for budgeting.
No, and we are making great progress with our budgeting implementation. We're meeting 2 times a week. Janice, myself, and the team from OpenGov, and we're making great progress. What we're currently working on right now is the workforce development planning, so long-term planning for benefit costs and salary costs. So
that's a big one. Okay, thank you for that. I'll move acceptance of the information technology report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Community development. Megan, any comments that you wish to make on that report?
No, I think everything was pretty much included in the report.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions or comments on where we stand with grants, applications, etc.? I will move acceptance of that report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and I'm not looking to delay the meeting. The finance officer, he submitted, Mark Lieberson submitted his normally comprehensive, informative report. Though, again, this time of the year, I find it, I didn't see anything that gave me concern. It's just early in the year to draw any conclusions as to where we stand. EIT looks like we should exceed the budget to me, but again, it's just April, so I don't want to draw any conclusions there. Anybody have any questions on his report? Okay, all those in favor of receiving the finance officer report, say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay, old business. Mike, I think you've already stated where we are in OpenGov, right? Or did you have anything else?
No, permitting and licensing is going well. We're still obviously working out some kinks as we can. We had our 3-month review of the software. Looking forward to some updates that OpenGov is launching later this year. But so far, we've done over $500,000 in revenue. And when I checked, I think it was yesterday, over 2,000 and change for the amount of applications submitted through the system. So definitely the community is using it. On financials, we still have a couple of modules of the financials that we're working to implement in tandem with budget. As I said, budget is where we are spending a lot of our time right now. We've been looking at other communities and how they're using the software. And I think Janice and I are very excited for how we can present the budget this year, making it a very clean, concise report, which I think in years past having to use Excel and some other, different software. So we're really, I think, hopeful for what we're going to be able to present this year as a township for our budget. So Janice,
Okay.
anything you want to add to that on the budgeting side?
No, there's a lot of new features. We're actually putting our operating budget and capital budget both out 5 years, and we're using that workforce plan to estimate all the salaries and benefits and everything else for 5 years. So it'll be very interesting. There'll be some great reports, some great new reports that we can use, and we'll actually be able to kind of see where we're going based on what the current budget will be.
Okay, thank you. Well, the work that both of you are doing is very much appreciated. So many thanks. Does anyone have any old business for the Finance Committee? Okay, going on to new business. There's one item on the agenda before I ask if there are any others. So 3A, consider recommending the Board of Commissioners approve a resolution authorizing submission of a grant under Montgomery County's fiscal year 2025 Community Development and Block Grant Program in the amount of $250,000 for the purpose of improving accessibility to the Lamont Community Center and committing to funding the balance of the project not funded by this grant. Ms. Hart, do you have anything you wish to add there? Before Mitch, looked like Mitch had a question, but
No, this is the standard CDBG grant through the county for accessibility. We were hoping to be awarded these funds to put towards new ramping systems and also the elevator.
elevator, good. Commissioner Sigmund.
Yeah, so from the architects, do we have an upside of what the potential increase might be above that 250? Because obviously that's in the design phase, and that's the number probably that may be the outside amount of the grant that's available. So do we know? Do we have a potential additional exposure there that is substantial?
No, it should not be substantial. And we also applied for an LSA grant as well to cover any difference. So we're just going to leverage as many grants against each other, and so less out of pocket for the township.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions on this item? Not seeing any. I will move the motion to recommend to the legislative session that we approve this resolution authorizing the submission of the grant. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Any other new business? Moving right along, Citizens Forum. Citizens, we still have a few wonderful citizens, our future commissioners amongst them. Not seeing any other citizens forum. Unless anyone has any objection, I will move for adjournment of the Finance Committee report. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye.